This week on Morning Mika, a message to the class of 2025.
In today's dynamic world, things move quickly and there tends to be this urgency for what's next rather than living in the moment. In the days and months ahead, you guys might feel like you're floating around for a bit without the demands of school to keep you grounded, and that's okay. Let it be and just take some time for you. Because really, all you guys have to do is be you. You don't have to be the greatest engineer, the greatest lawyer, the greatest entrepreneur, or the greatest social worker. You just need to be the greatest you that you can be, the greatest you of all time.
That was Olympic gymnastics legend Simone Biles giving some great advice during her commencement speech at Washington University St. Louis earlier this month. And indeed, this is a time to be inspired and to celebrate achievements. It's also a time of concern and anxiety. After all, new grads are stepping into a job market that may prove to be among the most difficult in recent years. I'm Mika Brzezinski here with Simone Sanders Townsend, Huma Abedin, and Molly Jong Fast. And today we are delving into the uncertainty that many new grads are facing. After all, recent graduates' unemployment rate is at 5.8%. That's up from 4.6% a year ago, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And job postings on college job searching platforms like Handshake are down 15% since last year, a situation made worse amid federal hiring shutdowns, funding cuts, and the on-again, off-again trade war, not to mention the threat of AI, which many experts anticipate will drastically reduce the number of traditional entry-level jobs. So what is a new grad to do? We talk a lot about the job market and career growth at Know Your Value. It's what we do, and so much of it is applicable to new grads. So here's my advice to the class of 2025. Number one, know your value and try to articulate it. And then try, and try again. This takes practice. It's actually harder than it seems. When you're applying for jobs, you have to be able to talk about yourself, your unique strengths, experiences, and perspectives, even as a new grad. Practice explaining what value it is that you bring to a team. Even if it's just that you want to learn, that's a good thing too, with eager, open eyes. Talking about your leadership or the spirit of innovation in your heart, the can-do attitude you showed during internships or school projects can go a long way. Show that you take initiative, collaborate well with others, and that you have resilience. Do not be afraid to highlight your accomplishments. Get used to actually articulating it. Number two, build your personal brand early. Yes, you have a brand. You have a brand. Your digital presence, your networking approach, your communication style, they're all part of your brand. Your potential employer will Google you. I'll say it once. Curate what they will see, okay? Know what you stand for and how you want to show up professionally. Use LinkedIn strategically, follow leaders in industries that you're interested in, post or engage with content that reflects your interests, aspirations, and your values. Number three, negotiate early and often. Now, it may not be the greatest time in the world to negotiate your first job offer. You really need to be in the moment to measure that for yourself. Yet I do encourage you to ask a lot of questions and be informed about what your peers at the same level are being paid. There's lots of different ways to find out. It's a tough time to play hardball, I'll be honest. Yet it's important to know today's rates. And this is a time to be realistic about it all. Remember that this economy could make this a very tough market to negotiate in, and your first few jobs are building blocks. They're not major paydays. Number four, listen, then lead. So you get the job. Now it's time to listen and learn and absorb the culture, understand expectations, and then offer ideas. To earn your place at the table, confidence is key, but also so is humility and curiosity. Ask a lot of questions. Show initiative. Don't be on that phone. Have your eyes open, looking up, looking around, watching everything, and ask those questions. You know, you don't want to act like you know everything and you've got other things to do. You know that employers value eagerness and teachability and availability, mental availability. And finally, number 5, embrace failure. This is probably the most important one. Especially for women, we get traumatized by failure. It is not fatal, okay? It is inevitable. And as a new grad, you will face rejection and setbacks and so many awkward moments. It's all new to you, and sometimes you just get it wrong or you stick your foot in your mouth. It's okay. I want to encourage you to reframe failure in your mind as feedback, not defeat. When you get a no, don't wear it on your face. When you mess up, because you will, own it immediately, okay? If you face these setbacks straight on and honestly and learn from them and stay aligned with your goals, failure will simply become stepping stones. Many failures, many stepping stones. I want to bring in Simone, Huma, and Molly. You all have had a multitude of jobs and failures. So what's your best advice to grads? Simone, I'll start with you.
My best advice to the grads, first of all, I wrote down, I was like writing as you were speaking, Mika, because you were giving the gems. That's for grads and some longtime grads, okay? My best advice is don't wait for someone to pick you. Be willing to raise your hand and never hesitate to show up to do the work. In this environment, I think there's lots of folks, and especially some new grads who may have had internships or whatnot, who are used to maybe a hybrid work model or want that work from home. They're looking for that work-life balance. Do not be afraid to show up for work and go into the office. There is nothing to replace building relationship with your coworkers. Go to the happy hours. Raise your hand for the project. Don't wait for someone to pick you, because there are lots of people who are dynamic and smart, and there are people who are smarter than you, but don't allow anyone to outwork you. And part of not being outworked is being willing to show up, raise your hand, and volunteer.
I love that. And I love that. I saw you smiling when I was talking about the social media. Some of these young'uns, they have
Mika.
some stuff on their social media.
They think if you have a Finsta, and I guess my last piece of advice is your Finsta is actually not private, okay?
No, nothing's private. It's all out there, hanging out there, and it represents who you are, your brand, and the values that you want to project, and it's important. I know for a fact that there was someone I didn't hire because of her social media. I just thought I couldn't do it. So keep it in mind. All right, Huma Abedin, you're next.
I like Simone, was taking notes as you were talking, because I think this is an excellent how-to in embracing the world. My advice to graduates is to be flexible, not be rigid in what you think you are good at and what you aspire to be. And I think of my own example. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be Christiane Amanpour. I then, joined an internship and in the White House and the then First Lady's office, and kind of found that I enjoyed all these different things. And so I did everything and unconsciously stood out because I was flexible. I had, I love the term that you use, mental flexibility, tried different things. And actually the job I was offered was in the First Lady's policy office. And I remember having a real sense of panic of, I'm not a policy person. This is not what I went to college to study. This is not what I thought I would do. And sure enough, that path ended up being exactly the right path for me onward. And so consider trying things that you are not sure you're good at, or you're not sure you're interested in. You're not going to know until you try. Take every opportunity and stay flexible. And you said this notion of this fear about what AI will do and what jobs are available versus not. I was in a conversation with friends last night, and the husband said, well, just, study hard trades. And the wife said, great, yes, you should learn, things like textiles and embroidery, but fast forward, who knows if those are trades that will be human trades in 5 years. So just trying and learning different things and staying flexible is the best advice I can think of. Worked for me.
I would also read Huma's book because your memoir, Huma, your work stories are all incredible lessons. It's really a great guide for young people as well. So Molly Jong-Fast, you're next. What's your best advice for the class of 2025?
Well, you covered so much stuff, Mika. I was like, wait, I was going to say, and they're just in such an important way. I thought so good. But the one thing I would say that has really helped me, and it's both morally correct and politically smart, is to be nice to everyone no matter what. If they can help you, if they cannot help you, doesn't matter. Be nice to everyone. Life is long. Also, you'll sleep better, and there's no reason not to be. A lot of people have really hard lives that you don't know about, and if you can be kind to them, it's good for them, it's good for you, it's good for your heart, it helps you with your career, and more importantly, like, you just feel good about yourself. And I have to say that was something that I learned when I was a little bit older, just the importance of when people are nice to me, I connect with them, it's meaningful for me, I sleep better, and I just think it's something you can do that will help everyone, that creates a much happier and sort of saner world. And I think it could be, I think it's really so great.
So Molly, I actually think you gave the most important piece of advice in this entire show, in that everything that we, Simone and Huma and I said, really doesn't work unless you do what Molly says, and that's make sure you were nice to everybody that you work with, stay in touch with people, understand that everybody is trying their best and you don't know what's going on in their life, and have some empathy. That is so important. And I would add that if you had an internship earlier in college, and stay in touch with people, send an email here and there, check in, because Molly, I don't know about you, I'll let you close out here, but I will tell you, there are some people who worked for me that I ended up working for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Life is long. and I think it's also just important. It's also morally important to be nice to everyone, from, the most powerful to the least powerful. A, because you might end up working for them, and B, because you get to live in your life and have the experience of being good to people and them being good to you.
Yeah. And I'd say no chatting around about people. I think that ends up getting entangling. So Simone Sanders Townsend, Huma Abedin, Molly Jong-Fast, thank you all very much. The class of 2025 thanks you too. That does it for Morning Mika. We'll be back soon on YouTube and Peacock.